welcome back to the frozen kitchen. We're back in the cabin here at Barky's. We just got off the lake. Awesome day on the ice. It was beat down, not gonna lie. We caught a ton of fish today, some bigs too, which was super cool. Finally, we're on some ice that makes sense. I literally left the metro this morning and I was watching ducks like swimming around in the lakes that we were hoping were gonna be frozen by this weekend. So glad we were here, and we were on like 10 inches of ice, which is mind-blowing. Didn't even feel real. But like I said, we're back at the cabin. Waldo and Griff are back carving up some fish at the fish cleaning shack, and we're gonna get to cooking here. So we're making gyros today, which I'm super stoked about. We're doing it from scratch. We're making the pitas, we're making the meat, we're making the tzatziki sauce. We're going all out tonight. So we're back, we're ready to rumble. We're gonna get to making this. First thing I'm gonna do is start by making the pita dough. We're gonna get these pitas cranked out, and then we're gonna start making the rest of the stuff. Hyped for this one. Stick with us. We're gonna bang it out. Let's do it. All right, like I said, we're gonna start off by making the pitas. So this is maybe not the most traditional way to make pitas, but it's very easy. 2 ingredients. I got self-rising flour, very important, self-rising, and then I have full-fat Greek yogurt. That's it. 2 to 1, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, mix it together, knead it into a dough. It's pretty flexible, so depending on what kind of ingredients you have, if it's a little too sticky, add a little bit more flour. If it's a little too wet, add a little, well, you get what I'm saying. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna put 2 cups in here. I got this measured out already. I got 3 just in case we wanna make some more. And then I'm probably gonna have Griff help me make these at the end. So I did also buy a bag of 6 pitas in case we totally blow it. So just going in there now with that Greek yogurt. Like I said, it's rough. It doesn't have to be super exact on this. The key to it is once you start mixing it, is to just feel that out. It should make a nice springy dough. I know a lot of the like cooking things are like, oh, just do it this specific way. This is not that. You can add whatever type of seasonings you want to this. We're gonna keep it super plain today though, and just make these kind of plain Jane pitas in here, but it should make a nice shaggy dough. So once we get to that point, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we have this awesome dough ball going here. I ended up using about 2.5 cups. So I had 3 cups of self-rising flour, and I ended up doing about, like I said, a 2 to 1 ratio with the Greek yogurt. So I got this here, and it's not like super sticky, as you can see, like if it doesn't stick to my hand. It's just dry enough. So what I'm gonna do is hold this in this bowl. I'm gonna just cover it up, set it aside for probably like 15 minutes. It'll rise a little bit, but it's not gonna be like some crazy thing where it proofs out like super big, like a lot of bread doughs. And then what we're gonna do is just portion this out into the amount of pitas we wanna make, which maybe like be about 8 or so out of this ball right here. So it'll grow slightly as we let it sit, and then we'll come back to it in a little bit. But we're gonna start prepping the meat now, which once we're done, I will show you. We're doing kind of a interesting way to actually cook it, but we're gonna do full crappie meat for this. The boys caught a bunch of fish yesterday that they already filleted, which was super nice. So we have a bunch in the fridge. I just cubed them up already, and we're gonna start making some of our own gyro meat. Let's do it. I got all the fish just chunked up. So these are all the crappies from yesterday. Nice big bowl here. We got a couple pounds of meat. I have a food processor set up right here. So much like that last sandwich we did on the other episode, this is a very same technique. We're gonna blenderize this fish basically. We're gonna mix it with a little bit of mayo and some breadcrumbs. That's gonna be the base of this whole thing. You can do so much with that combination that I just wanna like stress that. It's like you have any kind of fish you wanna mess with, this is such a good way to like kind of create more options for what you can make with it. So we're gonna do that with this. I have a whole bunch of spices here we're gonna talk about once we get it all mixed up, but what I'm gonna do first, get this all food processed. I'm probably gonna have to do this in 2 batches because we do have, like I said, a couple pounds of fish here. You don't wanna overload your food processor when you do it, so I'm just gonna get in there, load this thing up, and we will get this going. So the goal here is to make like a really tacky, almost paste. So I know sometimes you don't want to go till it's like pureed, but for what we're doing here, we're trying to make like gyro meat, very dense, block of meat essentially. So I'm gonna get this thing loaded up. We're gonna let it rip. Then I'm gonna take the rest, get it in there, and we'll come back to it once I got that all blended up, and then we will talk about the spices we're adding here. But we're keeping this as traditional as possible with a lot of Greek herbs and spices. So let's get this thing ripping. Okay, so the key to some of this gyro meat is not only the seasonings, but blending onion into the meat. So you can mince it up, but the best way to do it is to take like half an onion. So I have another red onion over here. I'm gonna just chunk this up and put it in the food processor with this batch, and then mix it in to the rest of the meat too. So that's a really key thing that I think you could miss if you're just like seasoning the fish. It would still taste good, but if you really want that right texture, it's got the moisture, it's got that onion flavor, add the onion into the food processor when you blend it together. Okay, this fish is ready to rip. So all that's in here is the ground up crappie with the red onion that's in there. Like I said, I'm gonna season this and then add some mayo and some breadcrumbs. So what I have here is oregano, rosemary, ground cumin, marjoram, and thyme. So these are like very basic Greek spices basically. So all these are dried herbs. I don't use any fresh in this meat at all. And then I'm using the Catch and Cook campfire and the Catch and Cook whiteout. So that's what I'm using as my garlic, is the whiteout. I love this seasoning so much. It goes good with just about everything. So I have all that laid out here, and I'm just gonna lay it all in there. Make sure you get every little bit of that. And you can play with this so much. Like if there's certain herbs you like better, you can mix those in or use more of a heavy ratio towards one or the other. But I found using about equal parts of all of those herbs in this is really, really good, especially with the dried. If you're going fresh, it's a little different because some of those are more potent. But so far, so good with that. So what I'm gonna do now is give this some mix, and then I'm gonna add my breadcrumbs and my mayo. Okay, I got all of the herbs and spices incorporated there, so I have some mayo. What I'm gonna do is just put maybe about a half a cup to start. So this is, like I said, a lot of fish. We have a couple pounds here. You don't want this to be too wet though, that's the key. So once I incorporate the breadcrumbs too, we're gonna mix the mayo in, then put the breadcrumbs in. So the breadcrumbs allow you to kind of make it as dry as you would like it to be. So if it's too soupy, it's gonna be really hard to hold it all together. What we want is a nice tacky, kind of like emulsion of everything together, so we can form it into a loaf, and then we're gonna cook it. All right, I got the breadcrumbs and the mayo incorporated now, so we have all the ingredients in this meat. The reason for the mayo is really to just put more fat into this. The meat is super lean, so to get that really like good gyro flavor, we gotta have some fat in there. So that's kind of the best way to do it, at least from what I can tell with fish. So what we're gonna do now is get this thing cooked. So the best way that I've found is either using a vacuum seal bag or a gallon Ziploc. So what I'm gonna do is put all the fish in here, basically form it into like a loaf, get as much air out as possible, and then we're gonna toss it into a sous vide we got set up over here in a cooler. So, I mean, you can do this in a pot too and just maintain the temperature. So we're cooking it at 180 for 20 minutes, form it into a loaf, and then we're just gonna cool it down really quick, and then we'll slice it thin, get it fried up in a pan, and we're gonna have some bomb crappie gyro meat. So let's get this into the bag and drop it in to our sous vide. Okay, so I got this formed into a nice loaf. Just gonna make this so it makes really nice slices when it's cooked. Like I said, I have a sous vide cooker set up in this cooler. So Maluna coolers, working with us this year, super cool. And it's actually an awesome way to do some of this stuff because they're super insulated. So when you're doing like sous vide cooking, it actually holds a ton of heat. So what I'm gonna do is just slide this in there. All this thing is doing is literally heating up the water that's inside of this. So I have it set at 180 degrees. We're gonna put this in there for about 15 to 20 minutes just till it sets up. So it's gonna cook that fish all the way through, and like just drop it in, super easy. I got the bag sealed up, so that's just gonna chill out in there, and we're cooking. It's that easy. So even if you had this out on the ice, if you plug this into a power bank or something like that, you could be doing this out on the ice. Or if you don't have a sous vide cooker, but you still wanna do this somewhere, just boil the water, dump it in the cooler, and then close the lid. It'll stay right about that 180 for just long enough to do this. So that's another really good way to do it. But putting it in an insulated container like this is awesome. So while that's happening, we're just gonna get the rest of this ready to rip. We're gonna make a little tzatziki sauce, make these pitas, and then we're gonna be eating gyros. So I'm looking forward to this a lot. Doing it with Crappie is gonna be awesome. Fish is cooking away over there in the hot water, and Griff is gonna make us some pitas here. Like I said, I have a 6-pack, so if he blows this, we can still back it up, but I think he's gonna do a good job. So, I got the dough ready to rip here. So it's been sitting for about 15 minutes. It has risen a little bit, but what we're gonna do, so I keep them separate. This is just regular all-purpose flour, not self-rising flour. So you don't wanna use that for this. We're gonna use some just to dust the cutting board and the rolling pin. And then Griff's just gonna knead this dough up. So we're gonna knead it for probably like 2 minutes just to build a little more elasticity in the dough. And then we're just gonna part it out, make some pitas. And then we're gonna cook them up in a pan. So I'll let Griff get to going here and he's gonna burn through these and then we're super close to being done. Griff just blasted these out, so we got a big pile of pitas ready to go. I have a pan preheating here, so I just have it on like medium heat. These things are rolled nice and thin, as you can see. And what I'm gonna do is just lay them in here, no grease, nothing. Just lay them right in the pan on medium-high heat, and we're just gonna brown them. They'll start to get slightly bubbly. That's when we're gonna flip them over. So we're looking for just a little light browning on there, and then we'll just stack them up, and they'll just chill out till we're ready to eat. And the fish is done in like 2 minutes. So we'll pull it out. I'm gonna throw it in the sink, just get some cold water running on the bag just to cool it down. That'll stop the cooking, get all the fat to just kind of solidify in there, and then we'll slice it up. So I'm gonna get through here. We got like 8 pitas rolled out, get them cooked up. Then we're making tzatziki sauce, and then we're building gyros. All right, last step is to make the tzatziki sauce. So this is pretty easy. You can kind of put whatever you actually like in this, but the basis of it is Greek yogurt. So like I said, I had that container that we were using for the pitas anyway. And I would put about as much of this in as you're trying to make the sauce. So I'm gonna go kind of heavy on this because we do have some extra pitas too, so that we can just use it as a dip for those aside from the gyros. So I'm just gonna use that. So between the pitas and the sauce, I used 1 container worth. So, still cooking pitas, so. Next step, so I have that in there. I have an English cucumber, and I would definitely use the English cucumbers versus just regular ones. There's way less water in these and not as much seeds. So I'm gonna cut it in half. Half of it I'm gonna use to put in the pitas. The other half I'm gonna use for this sauce. So I have just a grater here. What I'm gonna do is grate about, I don't know, maybe half of this portion here right into it. Now there is a lot of water in this, so you could squeeze it out first, but with the way that we're doing this, we're gonna eat it right away. I don't care too much that there's some extra water in there. So this, by grating it, you're getting that really good texture, and you're also getting that really nice cucumber flavor. Ooh. So the other basic ingredient to this is I'm gonna use some fresh dill. I'm just gonna roughly chop up 1 bunch of that. Now you could use mint or, you know, I guess any other herb really that you like. Maybe parsley would be really good in here, but I got some fresh dill, so that's what we're going with. That'll give it a nice bright flavor. And then I'm gonna do the juice of half a lemon. Try to catch the seeds when you put it in there. But this is the easiest way to get the acid in there. So you could go vinegar, but I really like the lemon flavor in this particular sauce, especially with gyros. So with that, catch the seeds, mix it up. And the last thing would be garlic. So in this case, I don't have any fresh garlic, but I do really like that whiteout seasoning from Catch and Cook. So that's gonna be my source of garlic action for this. And I'm gonna load it up pretty heavy. I like quite a bit of garlic, and I know the boys do too. So we'll load this thing up. Yep. And then just taste it. I mean, if it needs a little bit of salt, add that. I mean, I have that campfire smoked salt, which would be really good in here. I might just add a little of that anyway. It should be really tangy. That's kind of the point. I mean, I'm sure you've had this before, so you kind of know what you're shooting for, but just make sure you're tasting it as you go. It's actually a very easy sauce to make. So got it to this point. Give it a little taste. That is good. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I add just a little bit more salt, but other than that, I'm really liking it. So we can have that for the dip and as a topping for our gyros. Griff looks like he's almost done making those pitas behind me. And then we'll slice the meat up and then just give it a little fry in the pan and we're done. I do have some tomato, a little bit of lettuce, and then I'll just cut up one of these cucumbers. I like to do them in half this way to actually put on the gyros themselves. I'll do them in half and then just so those will be perfect. And then I got some tomatoes too. So we'll make a nice board here to just kind of serve it all up. But with the tomatoes, I'll just do the same thing, just nice little half moon slices. So yeah, pretty much add whatever you want. I like with the tomatoes, right before I serve them, I'll add a little salt to them just so that every piece that you're putting into it has really good flavor, so that when it all comes together, it just makes this really delicious bite at the end. So I think we're looking pretty good. Let's get this all kind of sorted out here and then we'll get the meat fried off and then we're eating. All right, so I just took the fish out. So I know it looks a little bit weird right now, but we basically have a block of crappie meat here. So the fish is poached basically in the sous vide, so it's very firmed up. I cooled it down, so it's barely warm right now. And the reason for that is so it really gets firm and dense. So what I'm gonna do now is just take a very sharp knife, and you kind of have to square the end off, so this first cut will kind of be a chunk, but after that, we're looking for like 1/4, 1/8 inch if you can get it, slices, and then we're gonna slice these in a pan. And then we're gonna have these nice gyro meat strips that we're just gonna fry up. They're gonna brown up really nice, and then we're gonna build our gyros. Okay, so I got a pan just preheated here, medium heat. Got some olive oil in there. Just get that coating the whole bottom of the pan. And then I just like to do like one layer of fish at a time, so you don't like stack them. But what I really want to do is just get some nice browning on these. And then we'll just pile them up. And then we got all of our ingredients ready to go. Man, does this smell good though. I'm ready to eat these. Heck yeah. So we'll give those maybe 2 minutes each side. They just start to brown up and we'll just kind of burn through this whole pile and then we'll have plenty to go with. All right, we got everything lined up, ready to rip. So we got the pitas made, we got the fish all browned up, we got a bunch of fresh ingredients all dialed here. And I cut up some pitas that I brought with just so we can eat the rest of the sauce too, because it turned out super good. But I'm just gonna build one up quick. So we got these nice pitas here. They worked really, really well. Put a little sauce down on the pita. And then I'm gonna go with a bunch of fish. I like to really load these up with meat. I think that's my favorite part of these pitas. So go with that. Little red onion. Some lettuce, cucumber, tomato, just really get it all on there. And then I like to top the whole thing with some more of that sauce. Oh boy. Oh boy. A little squeeze of lemon and some fresh dill. Boom. Crappie gyro, perfect for a day of absolute beatdown crappie fishing. So we're gonna crush this entire platter probably in like 5 minutes. And then we're gonna decide what we're gonna do tomorrow. But that is an awesome meal to make. It does take a few steps, not gonna lie, but it's well worth it. Doing everything from scratch makes it just taste unbelievable. I'm looking forward to eating all this. And make some crappie gyros, you know? Go for it. Yeah, we out here. We out here.